John used to be a man of vision before the medication cleared it up. Now, can we talk for a minute about John, the snappy dresser? And I'm so glad that you wore that jacket tonight, John, because I've been wanting to say something about that jacket for a while. Is it left over from the stand-up comedian, cheesy days? It's time. Upgrade the jacket. And then, of course, we got the Biggles sheepskin jacket. Biggles the pilot. It's time, John.
Biggles.
But you know, there's something that I've always wondered about John, and it's been confirmed to me several times. Tonight it was confirmed because I saw the photos downstairs. I've always wondered about John being a cross-dresser. And the reason that I say this is because after one of our Toastmaster competitions, I got the honour of interviewing John. And I said to John, I was coming up with different questions that I could ask him. And I said to him, John, if they did a movie of your life, who would you want to play the lead character? And without skipping a beat, John said, Danny LaRue. Now, for all the Brits, for all the non-Brits, Danny LaRue was a very well-known female cross-dresser trans fight. Kind of like Dame Edna. And when I saw the photographs downstairs with John wearing skirts, and I kind of always knew, but he really likes to dress up in women's clothes. John, age is like underwear. It kind of creeps up on you. Now today you will see John as the absolute model Toastmaster. But I'm here to tell you it wasn't always that way. You know, John had some problems in the beginning, especially with his evaluations. You know, saying to a speaker, you stink, isn't the way to do it. And he had them running out the room crying at some point. You know, we had to really work on him a little bit with his Toastmaster skills. And, you know, we felt sorry for his mentees. Particularly poor old Dave Webster here, like, he's traumatized. The very first time I met John was at a Toastmaster meeting. That's where we met. And we do something at Toastmasters called Table Topics, which is sort of an impromptu speaking. And we're given a topic, and we have to get up, like, within a minute and speak about it. And it was John's very first meeting at First Oakville Toastmasters, and my first time meeting him, and I happened to be sitting next to him, and his topic was, what would you say to the guy who turned down the Beatles recording? There was a recording company that actually turned the Beatles down. Well, he got up straight away and said, they're an overrated group, they never meant anything, there's nothing like the Rolling Stones. Well, I am the biggest Beatle fan this side of the Atlantic anyway. So it was my turn to get up next, and it didn't matter what my topic was. I knew I was going to talk about the Beatles, because but John never did have a lot of good taste when it came to music. Women, but not music. Then I have to tell you about the time, because John, being a Brit, he does like to have a beverage or so. Particularly his favourite beverage, and I'll help you out here for the quiz, is Tetley's beer. And a lot of places that we would go to didn't always have Tetley's beer, but there's one particular drinking establishment that we used to go to that did have Tetley's beer. And so we sat there, and another friend of ours knocked the whole pint of beer over me. So I sat there absolutely drenched, shivering with the cold of this beer.
What is it?
And John insisted that I go to the ladies, take off all my clothes, squeeze out the clothes so it goes back into his glass.
That was after he was licking your shirt.
Yeah, he licked my shirt, but we're a mixed company here, so I thought I missed that little bit. John and Deborah like to travel. And there was one time when they like to go to warmer climates, like a little bit of sunshine. They like their heat. So they went to a warmer climate, and one time, John fell asleep in the sun. As it's been known to happen. It's not just at the theatre he falls asleep. So, sometimes he falls asleep in the sun. And he had a severe sunburn. And it was so severe that Deborah said, we're going to have to take you to the hospital. So they went to the hospital, and yes, he needed to be treated for severe sunburns. So she came to see him afterwards, and the doctor was there, and he said, it's okay, we've got everything under control. He's on intravenous, he's being hydrated, he's on painkillers, and we've also given him some Viagra as well. So she said, do you think he's going to be needing the Viagra? And the doctor said, well, yeah, something's got to keep the sheets up after John did try, he's quite adventurous, I understand, and John did try phone sex once, but the holes were too small on the dial. He tries. So, I want to leave you tonight with some great truths about growing old. Because we're all going to get there sooner or later. You just were ahead of us, John. Growing old is mandatory. Growing up is optional. Forget the health food. I need all the preservatives. You need all the preservatives you can get. When you fall down, do you wonder what else you can do while you're down there? You're getting old when you get the same sensation from a rocking chair that you once got on a roller coaster. It's frustrating when you know all the answers, but nobody bothers to ask you the questions. Time may be a great healer, but it's a lousy beautician. Happy birthday, John.